Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Batlow Planocordon demonstration block, which is part of the Narrow Orchard Systems project. I'm here in November 2025. It's now 7 months since our last update, which was in April. And obviously there's been a bit of growth with the spring here. A few things for us to deal with, some apples that need thinning off, some leaders that need tethering, and others that need shoots that need removing, which are surplus to our vertical shoot needs. And there's a few other things been happening. Our host orchardist Jeremy has made some replants in here and opted for an alternative growing system, which gives us another tree style to have a look at down the track, as well as his twin stems, which he'd already replanted last season. So we'll have a look at the jobs ahead of us at the moment, and have a look at a few of the trees, the different types, and see how they're going. So here's a really good example of one of our Planocordon trees, which is now in its third growing season since planting. And we've got, on this particular tree, we've got 8 verticals growing where we want them. There's a little bit of work here to do. I've got a branch down here that's come out, which we need to remove. There's another shoot here which is surplus to our vertical needs, which will come out. And there's also some fruit thinning here that we need to do to keep these trees growing. We're not going to have any crop on them again this season. But that's not a bad example, that one. Now the other thing we need to have a look at here is that in this area of the block, which we're continuing with the Planocordon trees, where replacements have been required, our host orchardist Jeremy has opted to do something a little bit different. So what he's done here with these replants, there's a row of about 5 of these trees. Instead of going with a twin cordon, he's planted these and is growing them, laying them down to a single cordon, which will have 4 verticals coming off each. So we'll have another little comparison happening in here. These, I guess you'd call them Guyot style trees. They're not actual Guyot trees, but Guyot style single-sided cordons alongside our Planocordon with the 8 verticals. And then further up in the block where the last year's replacements occurred, we've got some twin stem trees which are also growing, and interplants there which need to have new verticals replaced, but we'll have a look at those. So here's the twin stem section of the block, which is the majority of these 4 rows that we started with the Planocordon, due to our disease issue that we had spring before last. This is the area that Jeremy's decided to go to a twin leader system instead of the Planocordon. So we've got some of the trees which had survived the disease, which are getting quite well established now with their 2 leaders. But we've also got some interplants now which have only just been planted this season, and the objective there now is to grow those with a twin stem as well. So there's a little bit of unevenness in this area now, but it will catch up eventually, and we'll be in a solid block of twin stem trees right next to our remaining Planocordon and single cordon style trees. So a bit of a comparison going on. It's not a replicated trial, it is just a demonstration, but we've got, I guess, now 3 different systems in this area, and another system next door in the trees that have been grown a couple of rows across there as central leader or spindle style trees. So yeah, a little bit patchy in terms of the layout, but we've still got a decent number of Planocordon trees. We'll have a decent number of single cordon trees with 4 uprights, and our twin stems. So should turn out to be quite an interesting little site, really. Thanks for joining us for this Spring 2025 update in the Batlow Planocordon demo block. Our next update will probably be towards the end of the growing season, around March, April, and where we'll get to see where the trees have gotten to. But for now, thanks for joining, and see you on the next one. Bye for now.